Impact of the westerly winds has been seen in most parts of the country. Light rain and snowfall have been reported in several places of the mountainous and hilly areas, while dip in mercury was felt throughout. Also in this edition of Kantipur News, we have updates about repair of border pillars in Koshi province, the ongoing war in Gaza, and South Africa's squad for their India tour. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Temperatures drop across the country. Lumbini, Gandaki, Sudur Paschim and Karnali provinces receive light rainfall, snowfall in Humla since this morning. Repair works of border pillars separating Nepal and India in Koshi province start. Of the total 957 pillars, Nepal to repair 317. Israeli military says it is expanding its ground operation into all areas of the Gaza Strip following the resumption of fighting on Friday. A man thought taken hostage by Hamas dies. And South Africa announced their squads for the multi-format home series against India beginning 10th of December. The series includes 3 T20 internationals, 3 ODIs and 2 tests. Westerly winds have caused drop in temperature across the country today. With the change in weather condition in most parts, rainfall has been witnessed in a few places while snowfall has been reported in some parts as well. Heavy snowfall has been reported in Humla. In relative comparison to last year, Humla has witnessed snowfall around 6 weeks early this year. Public life has been affected in Humla following the drastic dip in mercury after the snowfall. Higher regions of Humla witnessing snowfall include Namkhar, Limi, Yari and Chala. The snowfall, however, has enthused the local farmers. According to Namkhar Rural Municipality, the snowfall creates a conducive environment for agriculture. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, light rainfall and snowfall has been reported in high hilly and mountainous parts of Sudur Paschim, Karnali and Koshi provinces. The division has said that change in weather condition was seen in the hilly regions of Bagmati, Gandaki, Lumbini, Karnali and Sudur Paschim provinces today. Repair works of the border pillars separating Nepal and India in Koshi province have begun. A technical team of armed police force has painted the border pillar at Mechinagar municipality, ward number 7, Satighatta of Jhapa today. There are a total of 957 border pillars along the 430-kilometer open border with India in the province. Based on the agreement between the Border Task Force of Nepal and India, Nepal will repair the odd-numbered pillars while India will repair the even-numbered pillars. As per the consensus, Nepal will repair 317 of them. According to the Armed Police Force, 1,500 security personnel have been deployed for border security. The government of Nepal has assigned the responsibility of security and repair of border pillars to the Armed Police Force by endorsing a special provision. It has been learned that border pillars of Morong and Sunsari will be repaired after Jhapa. Based on the government data, the no man's land has been encroached in 55 places of Jhapa alone. Dhankuta municipality has begun taking action against cooperatives that have been operating against the regulation following increasing grievances and complaints of financial irregularities. The authority has issued a notice directing 50 cooperatives that have not returned savings of the depositors, failed to fulfill obligations as per the regulations, among others, to furnish white paper. The municipality has also directed to submit property details of the operators of the cooperatives, finance committee and management. Complaints had been filed against 4 cooperatives at Dhankuta municipality citing financial irregularities of 405 million rupees. The municipality has formed a committee to investigate the case as well. Prior to this, the local government had scrapped 17 cooperatives that had failed to conduct annual General Assembly and submit the audit report. 9 out of 17 cooperatives were agricultural and the remaining were savings and credit cooperatives. The Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee has corresponded with 3 state bodies to furnish clarifications on the legitimacy of the trading of shares of telecom giant Ncell. The committee has issued a 9-question letter to 3 government entities expressing concern regarding the 80% share handover of Ncell. The Public Accounts Committee has directed the concerned entities to furnish clarifications after it was made public that the Malaysian company Axiata, which is the parent company of Ncell, had sold 80% of its shares to British company Spectralite at 6.66 billion rupees. The committee has demanded the Managing Director of Inland Revenue Department, Registrar of the Office of the Company Registrar and Chief of Nepal Telecommunications Authority to immediately furnish answers to the questions raised. The committee has questioned whether the company should follow the policy of the nation where it had been operating and acquire permit from the regulatory body NTA for transfer of the ownership, among others. The committee had also demanded reasons for sales of the company shares at a cheaper rate, company's due tax payment, the company bought being registered at Securities Board of Nepal, process of trading of shares and transparency, as well as legitimacy of the trading of shares, among other issues. The information regarding the trade of 80% of shares of Ncell had been made public only on Friday. The United Nations Convention on Climate Change was held for the first time in Berlin, Germany, to save the world from the effects of climate change. From the first climate change summit to the ongoing 28th summit underway in Dubai, Nepal has participated in every climate change summit held around the world. In almost all the summit, Nepal has raised the issue of compensation due to the effects of climate change resulted by carbon emission from industrial countries, raising the standard of life of victims, among others. It is now a good time to reflect on whether Nepal's voice has been heard by the international community. Nepal has given priority to the various climate change summit held by the United Nations as the heads of the state. The prime ministers and ministers, among other high-ranking government officials, have attended the COP conferences in the past. In the past 5 COP summits, Nepal has raised the issue of revamping the lifestyle of climate change-threatened communities, compensation to the victims from carbon-emitting countries, global temperature rise, combating carbon emission, among others. During the time of every summit, the global leaders are sure of addressing the issues faced by countries like Nepal. However, the implementation parts of these assurances are reported dismal by the experts. A climate change damage fund has also been established by the COP28 as the US, Britain, Japan, among other carbon-emitting nations, have pledged to provide financial assistance. Ironically, these nations have done little to minimizing carbon emission, one of the prime causes of global temperature rise. The year 2023 is already deemed as the hottest year in the modern history, while world powers have done little to adhere to their commitment made in 2015 Paris Agreement to limit the global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The global temperature rise has already accounted for 1/3 of the country's glacial lakes, while threats of soil erosion, landslides, drought, wildfires, glacial lake outburst, avalanche are imminent. Experts in the meantime have said that Nepali authorities participate in these kinds of climate conference without adequate homework. CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson Madhav Kumar Nepal has proposed holding the convention of the party in the Nepali month of Chaitra. Nepal made the proposal at the secretariat meeting held at the party office in Tinkune. Prior to this, Unified Socialists had decided to hold the convention in the month of Magh. Party Chair Nepal and leader Jhalanath Khanal are currently divided regarding the age limit of the leaders of the party, which had split from CPN-UML 2 years ago. Nepal and Khanal are not on the same page regarding the age limit of 70 years. Both leaders are nearing 70 in terms of age. It has been learnt that Nepal has proposed holding the convention in the month of Chaitra to secure his spot, as doing so would see Khanal out of the race. The under-construction substation of the Nepal Electricity Authority in Badi Malika Municipality, Ward number 9, Ukhadi of Bazura is now stranded because of dispute related to compensation. Despite the agreement of the Bazura Distribution Center of the authority and the Badi Malika municipality to provide compensation for the land on which the substation is to be built, construction works have remained stranded as the landowners, who have not received any compensation even in 4 years of the agreement, have locked the main gate of the area. The landowners have said that they were compelled to obstruct the construction works as their several efforts to receive compensation with the municipality and electricity authority had fallen on deaf ears. Bazura Chief of Electricity Authority Rajesh Kumar Jha said that the contract of construction of the substation was carried out by the province office and therefore he could not make any remark. He added that a team from the center was soon to investigate the issue. Contract of the construction of the substation, which is to be built at an investment of 95.5 million rupees, was awarded to Vaiva Infratech Private Limited, Shambhu, Kathmandu. Freed Halias or field ploughs from the Dalit community of the hilly district of Doti in Sudur Paschim are living a difficult life because of poverty. Majority of the freed field ploughs who are getting old and are still ploughing the fields for others to make ends meet are confined to their homes after getting sick as they cannot afford medical treatment. Gaganevul of Sikar Municipality 10 Doti from the Halia community cannot come out of his home as he is sick. Due to extreme poverty, he has not been able to afford medical treatment. After ploughing the fields of others for more than 25 years, his left hand and foot are becoming weak. He needs help even to go to the toilet. Same as the condition of Dhamevos of the same ward. His right side is paralyzed since 15 months. Living the life of a Halia for 40 years, Dhame is worried how he will be able to live a life being sick. Majority of the houses in the settlements have people suffering from chronic and other diseases. Because of poverty, the members of the freed Halia community can only receive treatment at the local health post and cannot afford to go to a better health institution. Although the local government has a plan to construct a municipal hospital, the plan has not moved forward because of inadequate budget. Majority of the members of this settlement, which lies near the Seti River, are extremely poor. They have been fighting against diseases, while they have also been suffering from the burden of the loans that they have taken in their lifetime. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has requested the government of Russia to repatriate the bodies of 6 Nepali nationals who were killed while serving for the Russian military and provide compensation to their families. Issuing a press release today and confirming the death of 6 Nepali nationals, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs urged the Russian government not to recruit Nepali nationals into the Russian military and to immediately repatriate those who are currently serving there. The ministry has stated that those who lost their lives while serving for the Russian military have been identified as Sandeep Thapalia, Rupak Karki, Devan Rai, Pitam Karki, Rajkumar Rukha and Ganga Raj Mokthan. The ministry also informed that efforts were being made for the repatriation of Vivek Khatri, who has been held hostage in the Russia-Ukraine war. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is your take on the near closure situation of Singhadarbar Vaidyakhana? Your options are A. Political interference, B. Managerial incompetence, and C. Financial crisis. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. Temperatures drop across the country. Lumbini, Gandaki, Sudur Paschim and Karnali provinces receive light rainfall. Snowfall in Humla since this morning. Repair works of border pillars separating Nepal and India in Kosi province start. Of the total 957 pillars, Nepal to repair 317. Israeli military says it is expanding its ground operation in all areas of the Gaza Strip following the resumption of fighting on Friday. A man thought taken hostage by Hamas dies. And South Africa announced their squads for the multi-format home series against India beginning 10th of December. The series includes 3 T20s, 3 ODIs and 2 tests. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin is at 10:30 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.